I wanted to respond to what happened in the debate on the Tree of Logic channel. It was live and it didn't save after it ended. I dozed off during it, but just some of my thoughts from the debate, because of course, as a Jewish person, I am quite interested in this. So there was a debate. Let me back up. There was a debate between Tree of Logic and Mike Enoch on Tree's channel regarding the JQ. So, my biggest beef, one of the first things out of Mike Enoch's mouth was essentially, he didn't say exactly like this, but it was to paraphrase #NotAll. And then he proceeded to say, oh no, it is all. I mean, that is my beef with the debate. Another thing was he kept lying. He would say, well, if you ask Jews, they will tell you this. If you ask them, they will tell you this. They all think this and they all think that. This is not true. I am Jewish. I know lots of Jewish people. And I can tell you a lot of the things that he was saying that Jews will tell you are not true. So, now does the biggest annoyance behind this whole idea of the JQ is this idea that Jews are a monolithic group. I did a 2-video section on this about how Reform Jews vote on the left, and that is also the biggest group of Jews. Orthodox Jews, 70% of them vote on the right, but Orthodox Jews are only 10% of the Jewish population, alright? Some of them do vote on the left, unfortunately, especially the younger ones are ones that live in Manhattan. And this is where the whole thing with Kushner comes in, because even though he's Orthodox, he might be a little bit leftist because he's a money Jew and because his Jewish environment where his Jewish opinions were formed comes from Manhattan. Same thing with Ivanka. I mean, she went through conversion on the Upper East Side, which is kind of a Republican section of Manhattan, but Manhattan voted like 9% for Trump. So the Republican section of an island that voted 9% for Trump, well, you can imagine how Republican such a section is. Not very Republican. Not very Republican at all. I'm guessing that even some of Trump's good close friends probably voted against him. So, I mean, part of the other problem is that he runs in kind of the same circles as Hillary. I think he used to even give her, one of the times she ran, he even gave her money. But she and Chucky Schumer, up Chucky, they used to, and I'm getting off on a tangent, but they used to be more to the right. They used to be more red-pilled on immigration and stuff, or at least they talked a game like they were. Like Hillary used to say that she was against gay marriage, and up Chucky Schumer was hardcore against immigration a few years back. And even though they're out in California, the Red Elephants actually did a video on this, and I just saw it floating around. Somebody reclaimed it and floated it around Facebook, and I actually just saw it. So, but yeah, good stuff there from Red Elephants, where they compared Up Chucky a few years back to Up Chucky now, where he is cucking for DACA and amnesty. Now, another thing that people don't realize is even many of the Orthodox Jews, the percentages are changing very fast. Just like the whole country is waking up and going back to conservatism and backlashing against all the SJW nonsense, the Orthodox community is generally very detached from things like mainstream media. Most Orthodox Jews do not have televisions. or if they have them, they just, well, they might watch like the news, but also they wouldn't be aware of how all of this garbage is in movies and stuff. Or, I mean, and that's the problem with, like, the 20-somethings are watching these movies. So a lot of them are getting into this cultural Marxism and pop culture type stuff. But, to say that, like, all Jews are the same is ridiculous. I was a little bit disappointed by the debate because there were several times where there were points that I wished that I could bring up, but yeah. One thing that is for sure, though, is that Tree did point out, like, to blame Jews, black people are definitely also behind a lot of this, but hashtag not all. So definitely conservative blacks are against all of this stuff. Actually, black people are the group that votes to the left more than Jews. Because unfortunately, the group of Jews as a group do vote quite a bit to the left. But it's still, many points were not made during the debate that should have been made, that could have been made. And like I said in the very beginning of this video, one of the most annoying things was that Mike Enoch started off his side of it saying, like, well, there's exceptions. And then he basically backtracked on that. And that's another thing, is if the alt-right leaders are acknowledging that there are exceptions, then why are all these people coming on my channel or lashing out at me? I mean, actually, somebody who claims they're not alt-right, like Alaska, banned me from his server, or one of his mods did. So, and the last thing that happened was I had, like, a notification pushed at me through a bot that was basically the word Jewish. So, essentially, it leads me to believe that I was banned from there for being Jewish, but I don't know. It was pretty much, I always wondered why I was even on that server. Just so much, everybody seemed like they were like a 3-year-old verbal diarrheaing. Ugh. Awful. The worst Discord server I've ever been on. Alright, I think I've made all the points that I want to make. But, hashtag not all. Thanks for stopping by my channel. I will see you all next time.